Final matchup in this quarter of the bracket starts with Wesleyan. A season sweep of Amherst gave this team confidence entering the NCAA tournament for just the second time in program history. Where Union will be the opponent.
The Union men's college basketball team found out who will play in the NCAA Division III tournament on Friday. Its first round opponent is Wesleyan. The game will be played at Rochester. The team is very excited.
The excitement is about being in the tournament. We're actually familiar with Wesleyan. We played them in our Thanksgiving tournament last year. Joe Riley does an incredible job with his teams before he was at Bates, and now at Wesleyan he's really done a fantastic job turning them into a NESCAC contender perennially. They have two really good seniors, Henry Rafferty and Joseph Quo, a guard and a big guy. So it presents an incredible challenge, but we played at Rochester 2 years in a row, so we're familiar with the venue. Just excited to get going.
Well, are you surprised you were put in the Rochester bracket, maybe as opposed to somewhere in New England?
No, I think with the NCAA, location plays as much of a factor into the selection process or the where they place you as your record does. And, anywhere within 500 miles, I was thinking they could send us down to Jersey or Pennsylvania. They could send us west to Rochester. I was thinking even down Virginia or, the Northeast. So wherever they sent us, we're excited to be in the field, and now we're going to focus on getting ready for Wesleyan.
We were thinking whoever they put in front of us, we're gonna, give it our best effort and try to come out with a win. So.
Were you surprised you were put in that Rochester bracket as opposed to maybe somewhere in the New England Northeast area?
I was a bit surprised, but I kind of knew it was either or. We're probably gonna go up to Rochester and they're probably host it up there. So.
Yeah, you're familiar with that Rochester court, probably played there
exactly.
last year. How much does that play a factor?
It's nice to be familiar with the court, and we played Rochester earlier this year and last year, so it's a nice court, and I'm excited.
It's awesome. We were able to play them last year. They had just out in our own tournament, but I think I like our chances, and we match up pretty well, so I think we'll be all right.
Were you kind of surprised you guys were put in the Rochester bracket as opposed to maybe somewhere in New England?
Not necessarily. Kind of the same region, and I'm actually kind of excited because they beat us earlier in the year, so it gives us a chance to get one win and then get them again.
You played in the 05 tournament. How much of that experience can you help with this squad?
I hate to say it, but I guess it was 12 years ago now, so it's been a while. But I think the big thing is leaning on your seniors. I'm going into the tournament. I played in it, but having Deshaun Burgess, having Wade McNamara, having Shiraz, Weckworth, and Zach Boughton, having those guys, I think it will be much more of a benefit than my experience. But anything that I can do to talk with the guys and keep them focused on the task at hand, I'll definitely impart, and it'll be a great weekend.
In the other first-round game at Rochester, the Yellow Jackets will take on Albertus Magnus. Union was not the only Liberty League team to make the NCAA Division III tournament. Regular season champion Skidmore and runner-up St. Lawrence also got in. For DailyGazette.com, I'm Ken Schott.